Installing a beautiful ceiling is surprisingly easy with the right tools and a little know-how. By following these simple steps and tips, you can ensure a perfect finish like this one for your space. Before installation begins, measure your walls and use graph paper to draw the room to scale. On your diagram, draw a line perpendicular to the room joists at the midpoint of two parallel walls. This is your center line. It represents the location of the center main T. The main T's will be supported by hanger wires and provide the base for the rest of the ceiling grid. Now, draw the rest of your main T's by marking parallel lines at 4-foot intervals, starting with your center line and going out to each parallel wall. If the main T's closest to each parallel wall measure less than 12 inches from that wall, go back to the center line and adjust it 1 foot in either direction, and then start the main T layout again. Once your main T's are drawn, establish the center line for your cross T's using the same procedure as for the main T's. Your cross T's act as cross beams between the main T's and complete your ceiling grid. For 2x4 panels, mark 4-foot cross T's on center. For 2x2 panels, you're simply going to divide each 2x4 module with 2-foot long T's when installing. Choose your ceiling height, being sure to maintain a 4-inch minimum clearance below the lowest air duct, pipe, or other obstruction. Now, mark a perimeter chalk line 3/4 of an inch above your desired ceiling height. After checking your chalk line with a level, align the top of your wall angles with the chalk line and attach. Be sure to space screws every 2 feet or closer. For inside corners, cut wall angles straight and overlap them. For outside corners, miter your wall angles at a 45-degree angle and fit them snugly together. When adjoining wall angles on longer walls, be sure to butt factory ends together. Stretch string across the room in each main T location. To do this, pull a string taut as you insert nails or pop rivets, attached at each end, between the wall and the wall angle on opposite wall locations. Stretch one string perpendicular to the main T's to mark the first row of cross T's. This is the only string you'll need, as the slots within the main T's will align the remaining cross T's. Now it's time to check that your grid is square. Where your string lines first intersect, measure 4 feet out along the cross T string and mark it. Now, measure 3 feet out from the same corner along the main T string. Connect these marks with a measuring tape. It should read exactly 5 feet. If it does not, adjust your string line until it does. Next, install lag screws at 4-foot intervals along the main T string lines. Attach a hanger wire to each screw, twisting it 3 times around. Then, cut the wire approximately 6 inches below the string line. Now measure 3/4 of an inch above the string line, and use your pliers to bend each hanger wire up at that point. To cut T's, use metal snips to cut the bulb and body. Then bend the T at the cut and snip the face flanges. The ends of the main T's that will rest on the wall angles should be cut at an angle to allow for wall compression and expansion. Before cutting main T's, ensure that a cross T slot will line up with your cross T string. Rest the cut end of the main T on the wall angle and clamp temporarily. Pull each hanger wire through a round hanger hole in the T. After using a level to ensure that the T is perfectly level, bend the wire up and around, twisting 3 turns within a 3-inch span to secure it. When adjoining main T's, ensure they meet within 6 inches of a hanger wire to prevent sagging. Once installed, use rivets to attach the main T's to the wall angle along one of your walls. After hanging the main T's, install cross T's by inserting tabs into the slots in the main T. Push the cross T end through the main T slot until you hear a click. If you make a mistake, don't worry, you can pull the T's apart and reuse them without damaging them. Where 2 cross T's intersect in the same slot, be sure to insert the second T to the left of the first. Attach cross T's to one wall angle every 4 feet using rivets. You should not rivet the remaining 2 walls. If you have an egress window or staircase in your space, terminate the system on a soffit across the window or around the staircase, using the same installation technique used on a full wall. If arrows are printed on panel backs, install them so the arrows point in the same direction. Panels without arrows may be installed in any direction. To cut panels for the perimeter of the ceiling, measure each opening between the wall and the vertical leg of the parallel T. This will ensure the panel rests on the grid and does not fall through the opening. Now, use your measurements to cut the panel with a utility knife and straight edge on a flat surface, finish side up. To cut reveal tiles, place your trim tile into the ceiling frame and use a sharp utility knife to mark the reveal edge. Then, use your knife parallel to the side of the panel to trim out the edge. To cut panels for can lighting, position the light fixture in your desired location. Generally, it will be centered on the panel. Mark the perimeter of the light fixture and cut out the area that you've marked. If using alternate lighting sources, such as fluorescent lights, simply drop in lighting panels in place of the ceiling tiles. That's all it takes to create a beautiful ceiling for your space. To learn more, go to usg.com/ceilings.